I just want to do something that I'm going to commit to.
I'm
Right.
so compelled to share, to pull other people out of their situation.
And I'm giving hope to women just like me who, probably felt unseen or probably.
It's just about finding what you love and what you're passionate about.
Do what you love. Do what you love.
And I really realized that this is what happens once you let go. You just create all that space,
It's about helping each other. It's about growing with each other. It's about being true to self.
To whom much is given, much is required.
You only ever have one obstacle, and that's yourself.
Welcome to the Commit to Change, Change Your Life.
Hey, and welcome to the Commit to Change, otherwise known as C2C podcast, that gives a voice to the people who may be considered a small fry in their industry, but are doing big things in their communities. This is Miss Nikki, the Jane of all trades, but the master of living. I am committed to introducing local VIPs, which are vivaciously inspiring people to encourage you on your daily journey, as well as let you know what is possibly happening around you in your area. Today's guest is another Jersey native. I think I have a thing for the Jerseyridians. That's not even a word. This month, so I'm really excited to have her on. I want to introduce Miss Jessica Brown. Would you like to say hi?
Hello.
So before I hand over the floor to her, I just want to give you a little background about her. She is the owner and content creator of Foundations of Financial Literacy, LLC. And that is an educational online financial literacy course for teens and young adults. And that is truly needed. So thank you, Ms. Brown, for that.
Yes.
Jessica has received her teaching certification through Rowan University and her master's in education through Rutgers University, which is another alma mater of mine. Yay! Although I can't call it alma mater. I went there several times, but I did not actually graduate from there. Okay. But it's still, they got my money, so I still
it's still in your heart.
Yes. Okay. So let me continue about Ms. Brown. She is currently enrolled in a post-grad Supervisory Advanced Certification program at Montclair State University. Woot woot.
Yes.
She brings her expertise of the classroom and her knowledge of different learning styles to her Foundations of Financial Literacy online course. And through this program, she helps develop the habits and skills necessary to her students to create endless choices in life. And her mission is to help teenagers and young adults actualize their dreams and live out their life desires by developing a foundational understanding of financial concepts that can be applied to their current situation. Welcome to the C2C family, Miss Jessica Brown.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Well, Miss Jessica, I'm just here. Another person who loves to go to school, or maybe not, but likes to get educated. That's what's important. I love it. Absolutely love it. So please tell us a little bit more about you, and then talk about your program, and then we're going to hit the flow of the podcast. So introduce yourself, Miss Jessica.
So yeah, I am a teacher. I'm an elementary teacher. I'm most familiar with second grade, but I'm actually moving to first grade this year. So going on a little new journey, which I'm excited about. So yes, I'm a teacher. That takes up most of my time, especially now with everything going on and, the pandemic. So everything that teachers do. But like you were saying before, my passion is making sure that we are prepared for life in general, just prepared financially, prepared mentally, and just so that we have choices in life. So that's pretty much how the financial literacy course came about. And then I finally had time too, which is the thing, time to get it all together and put it together. So I'm really excited about it. We just launched not too long ago. So yeah, we're in the beginning phases, but it's a journey. I'm excited to get started.
Awesome. So is there anything that you could tell us about Miss Jessica herself, if you want to share?
Sure. So it's really just me. I have no kids, no husband, just me and my family. I live with my mom and my brother, so they're my solid foundation, and they keep me going.
Okay. And I have to tell you, I love your earrings because it's the tree of life. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. And that is all, first of all, just being able to share something as important as your financial literacy. That's important, especially amongst the Black community, because that's something that's not being done. So allowing the trees of life to flow, I say that's life. Financial freedom is life. And learning about the finances is life. I'm incorporating the two. I'm trying to bring it together. I'm trying to bring it around. So tell me, what really inspired you to change your life, like to dedicate your life to this cause?
Well, you touched on it a little bit, and my focus really is on the Black and Brown community, specifically because a lot of concepts and especially with finances, we just don't know. We're not provided with the same opportunities as the majority. And even as much as our parents and our families, the communities, teachers, as much as we try, we can only teach what we know. And It was just for me providing another avenue for teens and for young adults, so that when we get to that age, it's not, oh man, I wish I knew how to do this, or if only someone taught me how to do this earlier. And it takes years to get back on track. So I've learned a lot so far, and just providing that solid foundation from the beginning so we don't have to backtrack. And then moving forward too, it continues, throughout the generations.
Absolutely. And you're touching on a very key time frame, because one, as teens, we're having to learn that transition into adulthood. And most teens, especially, and I'm speaking from during the time when I remember mentoring teenagers, they weren't thinking about, saving money. It was about what they can obtain so they can be like what they see on TV or on videos. And they don't understand the back end of these things. And then on top of that, when you look at some of the celebrities out there, some of them never learned it. And that's why they end up in that situation where they had all this money and they basically were either robbed of it, or they got it was out of control because they never learned the foundations that you are offering to the community right now. And to learn it when you don't have the responsibilities like you have as an adult, that's key too, because now you have the opportunity to put it into practice, and then it becomes a natural thing as you go in your day. So kudos for you for doing that. It's definitely something that is needed, and you are fulfilling that need. So thank you.
Thank you. I think about I think about lottery winners too, that come into a large lump sum of money, and it's just a year later, it's what happened? And in the course too, that's the first thing that we talk about, mindset, because all the time it's not about how much money you have, but what you can do with it, or how much you're saving, or that mindset, that thinking part is what's most important too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then even just being able to, you don't even have to have a large sum of money, but being able to maintain or to manage the amount that you do have, that's important too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do you feel has been your biggest obstacle since making that decision to dedicate your life to teaching finances to young adults and to teens, and how did you overcome it?
So the challenging part about this is, and we kind of talked about this too, is that at that young age, you don't really know yet what's necessary or what's important, or you'll have an idea, but you might not know how serious it is. If your finances are not in order, it's very difficult to accomplish your dreams and your goals. So really having, you know, my audience understand that this is very important. And I'm telling you, ask your mom, ask your grandma, ask your, you know, talk to the older people in your family, or, you know, people that you know who may be struggling or doing well, and get their advice, and then moving forward with that. So that part is most difficult. And trying to overcome that. What I'm trying to do now is, since I'm in elementary, is kind of move towards high school. And I feel like that daily interaction and connection will help with that piece as well. But it is difficult when that's not at the forefront, you know, of their thinking at that time. It wasn't for me. So until later down the line, and making it like relatable for them.
So with you being in the classroom, I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to do this, but are you able to kind of like implement like little programs or testers to see how the kids at your level, at the elementary level, take to learning about, you know, finances?
So I am, and a good thing about second grade, which is what I taught last year, that's when we start to talk about money and introducing money. And yeah, the kids are really excited about that. And some of them may have no idea, like, you know, dollar amounts and things like that, but that's an age where they're super excited about money and what they could buy and things like that. So that for me is actually a perfect age to get started. You don't even have to wait until you're, you know, in high school or a young adult coming out of college, but when they're excited about it is the perfect time. And it's so great to see too.
Yeah, I bet. Because then, you know, kids always see mommy and daddy and using money, and they're like, they want to be a part of it. And so you give them the opportunity. I remember when I was a kid, I always liked playing with the play money. So that was like the fun thing, you pretending. So I can imagine how excited they are. And when you're bringing your passion to them and seeing their little faces light up, I know what it does to your heart, I'm sure, to see that. Yes. So who would you say has been your biggest supporter through all this? And it doesn't have to be one person. It could be maybe in different segments, but who do you think is your biggest supporter through all of this?
I definitely get my motivation from my community and my students, and just my daily interactions with people that look like me. That's really where my heart is and where I like to serve. But my mom, she is definitely my rock behind me 110%. So yeah, she's definitely my number one supporter. She's like, whatever you want to do, I got you. Go ahead and do it.
That is so awesome. Some people don't have that opportunity to have their family backing them. So that's great. Thanks, Mom.
Yes.
Awesome. So you touched on something really important. You said that you actually have the support of your community. So how do you feel that you are actually adding value to your community?
That knowledge piece, like just simply knowing that there's more out there, there's more opportunities, there's more choices that you have. And I feel like the community that I serve, sometimes we just don't know. Like, our trajectory is high school, go to college, get a job, you know, and that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that, but just the knowledge that there are other things that you can do. There's other options that you have if you want. Maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to go to a trade school, and just providing those avenues for my community, and that knowledge and resource.
Mm-hmm. And you touched on something too, that the entrepreneurial aspect, because we are trained to just make it where it's school, college, and then work. And no one really dives into the entrepreneurial aspect of things. And with you being a mentor and teaching this program, and also being in the school system, you can give people like a glimpse of there are alternative options, and you are living proof that it works, it happens. You can create your own destiny, you can create your own future, you can create your own work and have other people work for you, right?
Yes.
So that's
and
awesome.
you can do both. You know, you don't have to. I think sometimes people think you have to choose. I'm going to be an entrepreneur, or I'm going to work a 9 to 5, or you can do it all if you choose to. And I'm telling you, kids, teenagers, they have the greatest ideas. They are the problem solvers. We just have to nourish that, you know, in them. They know exactly what they want to do.
Oh yeah. And that's also because the fear is not there. Something happens at some point in your life as an adult with, and you start worrying about the external stuff. I mean, you do external as a teen too, but there's a difference between like your peers, and then as an adult, it's, or maybe I'm just thinking about as a parent. I don't know, because something shifted in me from being a teen to young adult to now being an older adult. Like the same things that I was like, I didn't even, if I had an idea, I was going for it. I didn't think about like what Joe Schmo and the other person's going to think, and is someone going to watch me? I didn't think about any of that. I mean, and it could be because now the internet, I cannot speak today. It could be because of social media, with the addition of social media. You know, with me, see, I'm aging myself, but I went through the phase where, you know, I went through dial-up. I went through all that stuff before they even had like all these different platforms. So it's a lot. And so you question yourself a lot. And so as a younger person, you don't think about that. You're like, listen, I have a vision. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And if you don't like it, too bad. And you just keep moving forward. Right. But for some reason, that when you get to a certain point, some people, it switches, and you're like, well, you think more, you second guess yourself more. And so it's the teens, they have it. So you're, like I said before, you're getting them at a key point in their life where you're igniting that flame. And the thing is to keep it ignited throughout their life. Yes, throughout their life.
Yes, keep it going.
So tell me, what tips would you have for someone else who is sitting on the fence of the field of their dreams?
I actually have this quote on my screen on my phone, and it says, "Nothing is out of your limits." And just knowing that, just try it, you know, and I think the fear of failure is very real, and doubt, even for myself with starting this course, like, is anyone going to enroll? Is it going to be good? Or, you know, are students going to get results? But just knowing that nothing is out of your limits, and just try and see what happens, you know, and we learn to adjust as we go along too. And there are going to be things that aren't perfect, that don't work, and then you just adjust and make it better. So just being comfortable with that as well, that everything's not going to be perfect, but nothing is out of your limits, and keep trying and keep pushing. Right.
So the quote, is it by any particular person, or is it one that you created?
I do not know.
Okay.
I can figure it out.
That's all right. We'll just put unknown.
Yeah.
We'll put that as your quote. Nothing is out of your limits. That is a mantra or a belief to live by, especially as an entrepreneur, especially during this time frame. Like, you really have to believe that you can achieve so much more on your own or at your own control, especially when you see like people have lost their jobs and people, like, the power was taken from them, and it could be taken at any moment. So you really have to take advantage of your own life and say, okay, well, what do I want to do in life? And nothing is out of your limits. So
yes.
You give them that opportunity. Yes, perfect. All right, awesome. So here is the big moment, our big 5-question lightning round. Are you ready?
I think so. Let's go.
Okay, so what initially held you back from moving forward with your program, if anything, held you back?
Doubt. Doubt for sure. Fear of not knowing if it's going to be successful.
How long did that last before you left, walked away from that and said, oh, now I'm going to move through that?
Honestly, it was through the whole process of creating the course. Even just like writing the outline, it's like, oh, maybe, or should I include this? Should I include that? I don't think that will go well. But I learned over time just to keep pushing through that little voice in your head, just to keep going through it. And just it's difficult. It can be, but just to keep pushing through it. And now it's out. Now it's published.
Yes,
so.
You did it. So have you heard of the movie Field of Dreams? Have you heard of that movie?
Oh.
Okay, so so again, I'm aging myself. That is an older film, and that's actually where I get my question about being on the fence of your Field of Dreams. And one of the sayings from that is, if you build it, they will come. And while you're going through that process, you just made me think of that you were going through the process and you were doubting yourself the whole way, but you kept moving forward. You're writing the outline, you saw the vision, and you kept through and you put it out there and they came. And I think that is, that takes a lot of, why is my brain off today? That takes a lot of courage to continue to move forward, even though you don't know what the outcome is going to be. I kind of had like a very similar situation when I opened my dance school for the first time. I didn't know, where the money was going to come from. I didn't even have a location. Everything was kind of up in the air, but I had the vision. And the big thing that they kept saying is, make it plain. The universe will bring things to you, and just be clear on what you want. And so I was writing it out. I met with the mayor, told him my idea, and it was like November is when I told him my idea. He was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And by April, I was open. Do not ask me. I have no clue how that went down. That's nothing but God.
Yes.
But it really was about just believing. It gives me chills. So like, I'm so proud of you that you really worked through that doubt and kept moving forward. And thank God for Mom. Thank God in general to move you through. And yes, okay, so this lightning round just took a slow pace. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. I do that, but it's like juicy. I can't help it. Okay, so what is the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice, and of course, from my mother. And it's just understanding. She always instilled in me that you are the only you that is on this planet, and you are needed for whatever purpose that is. So find that purpose and, move forward with it. It's only one you, it's only one Jessica, and find your purpose and, let that carry you through.
I love Mom. Yeah. It was, I almost thought I was like, is she going to say the same thing that I told my kids? Because in Germany, I just came here from Germany. And I say here, back to the States from Germany. And the one thing that I used to tell my children is be the best you that you can possibly be, because they don't have much experience with people of color in the flesh. They've seen this on the internet. They've seen World Star, all the wrong ways to represent us. And I said, just be the best you that you can be, because you are their first experience of it, and allow them to see that we are not what the negative reflections they've seen of us on the internet. So yes. Okay. So share a personal habit that contributes to your success.
Each night I write down what I need to accomplish for the next day. So when I wake up, I've already prepared with a focus. I need to get this, and this done. I used to write it the morning of, but I will find that it takes a little too much time, and it takes me a while to process. So writing down that, that task or that to-do list the day before, and then going about your day. And then I'm most productive that way as well.
I would think so. So who taught you that? I'm just curious, who taught you to do that? Like, how was that instilled in you?
I think it was just trial and error. In college, I was very busy, so I had to find a way to get everything done.
Okay.
So I think
yeah.
it was just, making sure I had enough time to get everything that I wanted to do done. I danced, I was student teaching at the time too. Yeah.
Okay.
So with like practice, and then I was a mentor for a scholarship program. So I had a lot of obligations, and there were things that I loved to do. So just to ensure that I was able to do everything that I wanted to do, I really had to map out my day. And then that helped me move towards my personal goals as well.
Wow. I'm excited for you because not a lot. Some of the people that I've talked to that are around your age range, they're not as focused, and it makes me excited because you are, and your mindset is beyond, your age, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how old you are. I'm just guessing, but it's just, you just have this exuberance about you, and this glow about you. And I think that is something that will be a benefit to your community and communities beyond, because now we're on the internet. So of course you could touch many, many, many lives. So that's awesome. Okay. So what book would you recommend to the C2C audience, and why?
So this is actually a book that kind of got me started on my journey, and it's really popular, The 4-Hour Workweek.
Oh my God, high five! Oh my God! Yes. Okay.
And it just provided me with a different mindset. Like, there are other options out there, and if nothing else that I got from this book is that you have choices. There are other things that you can do. Just figure out what it is and make progress towards it. So this book, it was great.
You give me all kinds of warm fuzzies. So we have all kind of like connections. See, God brought you. I'm so excited.
Brought us together.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. It's okay. So now I'm going to go on tangent again. So when I saw your picture originally, I was like, wow, she reminds me of my best friend, and who is also from Jersey, who I met while I was at Rutgers, who we were both in a dance class together. That's how I met her. And she's a teacher. And
wow.
So, yes. So when I see you in the flesh, she sometimes wears her hair like that. So I was like, oh my God, this is so strange. So like, just to see the different connections and everything, like I'm really like buzzing over here. Sometimes I have to learn how to woo-saw that energy, because I'm like, I'm like a big kid, and I'm like, I lose my words, but I'm like so excited. Like, wow, I'm just really like, wow, I just have to look for like, okay. Anyway, so here's your big question. If you found out that you had 1 hour left to live, and you had an opportunity to share one final message, what would it be?
That's so challenging. Probably just to live your life and to have fun. Have fun, because it's I feel like even at my age, and I know I probably sound like I'm speaking like I've had all these years of experience already, but it's important to have fun and to enjoy the journey as you're going through. So I would say that. Have fun.
Absolutely. Have fun. You heard it, guys. Have fun. So, Ms. Brown, please tell us, where can we find out more about you, and, tell us how, to get in touch with you, see what else you're doing, and to register for your course.
Yes. So there is a link on our Instagram page and on Facebook. So Facebook is facebook.com/FDNfinance, and Instagram at FDN_finance. And then on both of those accounts, you will see the link to the course so you can register. There's a free preview. And yeah, you'll see me too.
Well, thank you so much again. That is a wrap. Thank you for being a VIP guest on the C2C podcast, Ms. Jessica Brown. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. We hope you feel inspired to keep moving forward towards your goal and stick with or make a commitment to change your life. Please make sure to check out all the links provided by our guests and share today's podcast and information with anyone you feel may benefit from it. And remember, in order to get to the top of the steps, you have to take the first step. Just don't step on anyone on the way, because you just might trip. This is Miss Nikki. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Change your life, change your future. Welcome. Welcome.